Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Crendor Talks in front of a shitty green screen app. Today, as you can see, I've got a better camera again finally, so I don't look like I'm on Mars anymore, so that's pretty neat. But today I wanted to talk about Shadowlands mainly, because since my last video where I talked about pretty much the BlizzCon intro, all their announcements and everything like that, and kind of graded them. Today I wanted to talk about specifically the Shadowlands, because since then I've watched the Q&A and I've watched the dev talk. The first dev talk. I don't know if there's more. The one where they cover leveling and covenants and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of just get into that a little bit, give my opinion. So I've got the list of stuff from the developer interview here on MMO Champion. First up, flying will work similar to previous expansions with a variation of Pathfinder. You know, that's okay, I guess. It's not my favorite thing, but it's not, I don't think it's terrible. It's just annoying to do. And, that's alright. PvP. The team is still deciding on changes to the PvP honor system and rewards. Okay. Zone scaling for your alts that level out of order presents an interesting challenge when it comes to PvP and war mode on. The team is working on making it fun and interesting. So pretty much, they're like, there's gonna be some problems with this shit. We're trying to make it fun. Bear with us. That's pretty much what they're saying. Sure. So then we have leveling. So leveling, let me bring this up right here, has changed. So now you choose your leveling expansion, which is interesting. I actually like this a lot. I think it's cool where you're like, you know what? I want to level this character through Wrath of the Lich King. I want to level this character through Mr. Pandaria. And you can do that now. So they're going to be squishing levels. So instead of being level 130 or whatever it's going to be next, they're now going back from 10 to 60. So it's a big time level squish. And I think Classic WoW definitely helped push that forward a little bit. Where everyone's like, wow, it's really nice to have such condensed leveling experiences. As opposed to leveling like a billion levels really fast or not getting anything through all these levels. And they were like, hey, what if we kind of change it up a bit? And now you get to choose your leveling expansion that you want to level through. And I think it's great. I think this is actually a really cool change that they've probably needed to do for a while. So some notes on this. The team is working hard to make sure the flow of the new leveling experience makes sense. Between the new player zone and Battle for Azeroth, team is adding an interstitial experience. A new player might learn how to navigate a city, find flight masters, choose your spec, getting a mount. If you're going to be sending new and existing players into BFA, it makes a lot of sense for them to have a mount. Team is still talking about what level getting mage portals is appropriate. If you aren't in Chromie time, zones will only scale up to the cap for that expansion. You can still level that way, though. If you want to go back to Pandaria and farm for transmog or rares, you wouldn't want the zone scaling, so you need Chromie time to scale it. So Chromie is pretty much the one helping you with all this. Players will be scaled down in level in a natural way, keeping in mind the expansion milestones, such as being level 100 at the end of Warlords. There will not be a stat squish. It's very important the players feel just as powerful when they log in to play the expansion. Okay. Actually, do I have a list? Here, they got a streamline, leveling experience, level from 50 to 60 in Shadowlands. You got a better pace for content, but also skills. Every level should unlock something. I've been saying that for years at this point. Every level should feel meaningful. So I'm glad they're going back to that. A modern new player experience and unprecedented flexibility for alts. So those are some things that they're going to be adding in. They're also adding a new starting zone that I saw that actually looks pretty cool. It looks like a legit starting zone. So they're not getting rid of the old starting zones, but they're making it so if you're like a first time player for like WoW in general, you go to this new starting zone. But if you make an alt, you can choose between that and the normal WoW starting zones, which I think is cool. I'm definitely going to make an alt just to play through this new starting zone area, because it actually seems like it's got a little story to it, It looks really nice. Like, yeah, I'll check it out. It's new content, man. Even if it's level 1 content. Then the other thing they've been adding is covenants. Covenants. God, why is this freaking out? Okay. So covenants are kind of weird. It reminds me almost of, remember in Burning Crusade where they had the what do you call them? What were they called? Scryer and the Aldor. That's what it was. It feels like that, but maybe a little more fleshed out. And there's 4 of them. So you have the... what are they? Hold on. Do I have a slide of that? The Kyrian, the Necrolords, the Night Fae, and the Venthyr, I believe, is all the ones you can get. So one is like the Valkyrie, kind of. I believe that's the Kyrian. One's like some undead necro demons. One's like some elves or something. And then one's like vampires. So that's cool. And apparently they'll have abilities like the Night Fae, turn into a Spirit Fox, increasing your movement speed by 30%, causing enemies to ignore you last 10 seconds or until canceled. Cool. Like, it sounds neat, but here's the thing. You know somebody's gonna, like, a lot of people are gonna min-max this. They're gonna find the best one, go with that. I'll probably just pick whichever one I think is cool or has cool abilities, but these things always end up getting min-maxed. So I feel like this is one of those things that sounds really cool on the outside, and once you get into it, I don't know how cool it's gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna be a rep grind with all these things, which, as long as there's no time gating, I don't really mind it as much, but still. So it'll be expensive to change covenants, so it's kind of like old school talent trees. Once you pick your covenant, that's it. They aren't sharing the details at this time, but it's not intended to be a significant choice. This is why you get to experience each covenant. Wait, what? You'll probably be starting over from the beginning? Wait, hold on. I didn't know this. So it's going to be... hold on. It's going to be expensive to change covenants, but it's intended to be a significant choice. This is why you get to experience each covenant. Oh, okay. So it's intended to be a significant choice. I thought they said it was. Okay, never mind. So yeah, it's like, this is a meaningful thing. When you pick this, they don't want you to like keep swapping around or whatever. They want you to be like, this is my covenant. This is who I choose. All right, good. The team is then sure if the transmog and mounts from the covenants will be restricted to the character and earned, or if alts can use it. Covenant abilities progress, or covenant abilities might get other cosmetic choices similar to the Fox one. As the expansion progresses, there will be probably other covenant rewards. There will be reputations, but it might be in a different form. And covenants won't operate the way you are used to reputations operating. There won't be a bar to fill. Ugh, won't be a bar. It'll be much more involved. You are forming a relationship with this covenant and individual characters in it to use the soul binding system. Huh, that's interesting. Well, it's one of those things like, okay, there won't be a bar, but there's like a bar behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's like, don't worry, guys. There's no... It's kind of like daily quests. How daily quests have become world quests. It's like, there's don't worry. These aren't daily quests. They don't got the little blue exclamation point above their head. But they essentially do. I feel like it has to be, right? Like, it's just the nature of the game. So, either way, I mean, it sounds all right. Weekly loot chest. There'll be a tremendous number of factors that influence the weekly loot chest. The factor include how far you made it in the tower run, what mythics you did, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Like, it's just a RNG thing, so... I don't know how I feel about RNG stuff as much, but I guess it's okay if it's only once a week. I don't know. Let's see. Customization. Team sat down to talk about what would be cool for Shadowlands. Theme of player agency came up. Cool idea. Covenants, loot chests, new leveling system were all features for that idea. This time they took the art team time that would have gone towards a new race or class and spent it on character customization. So, I mean, that's all right. I mean, I don't mind them making the character customization a little better if it actually does show, as opposed to some of the other expansions where they say they're going to do it and then it's like, yeah. There will be a tremendous breadth of choices available for most, if not all, of the other races. Team could have added more skin color long ago, but representing more of humanity for humans took subtle face changes in time from the art team to do it right. All races will get some cosmetic features, not just humans. Team start. By the way, I made it like I was making a character for me and Rob leveling our Thanksgiving holiday special characters, and I made a human. And I don't know what they did with humans, but it feels like there's no customization with the humans anymore. I don't know. It feels like I have less customization in retail compared to even like classic WoW. I don't even know what it is. Did they like make it a weird template or something? I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, but it just feels weird or off or something. Allied races had a story. Why is this group joining us? Dark Iron Dwarves look different, but there are other dwarves that we haven't seen much of yet. Team started by asking what additional options would they like to see in existing races. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then there's some other stuff. No big changes to raid. Team isn't sure if Titan Forging will be in Shadowlands. I hope not. Engine teams working on taking advantage of RTX. Then tier sets. Will tier sets return? Maybe. Okay. I hope they return. That'd be nice. Everybody likes tier sets for the most part, so it'd be cool if we got some cool tier sets. And I don't see any of the class stuff up here. That's kind of weird. I figured they would have some of the class things. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have any of the class changes up here. Didn't they? Let's see. Shadowlands class changes. Did they not? Here we go. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't put this up. Here, let me pop this up in the background real quick. So this is one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about. Is a lot of the class changes happening. So, much like what I talked about in Classic WoW and a lot of other people talked about, some of the biggest things with Classic WoW were class identity. And so they brought this up with class-defining mechanics. And they said paladins have auras, right? Shamans have totems, rogues have poisons, warlocks have curses. And they've kind of gotten away from that in retail WoW. And they're going back to that, which is phenomenal. This is like probably the best the best news I've heard out of this whole expansion. Like every expansion has new like little like here's the covenants, here's this thing, here's some new continents and updates, whatever. But hearing them be like, hey, we're trying to redefine what it means to be your class again, is probably the best news I've heard, honestly. And I agreed with everything he said. So like one example is rogues with poisons, right? When you are a rogue, you used to be able to just have to use your poisons all the time. Or for me, I'm a warlock in Classic WoW. I have to use different curses all the time. Like in our raids, our one warlock will be like, hey, do you want to use Curse of Doom right now or Curse of Recklessness? Because you only can have like one curse per warlock. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll be the Curse of Doom warlock today. So it's just fun being able to, you know, be that specific thing in that raid. And it helps define you as a class. Then, in future versions of WoW, they kind of got away from that, and it's become more generalized, which has been a thing for a long time now. So, for example, they said with Assassination Rogue, if you go Assassination, that focuses more on poisons. But, I mean, why not have it so rogues use poisons, and then Assassination maybe makes those poisons stronger, or you get different variations of poisons, but rogues still rely on poisons. And I think that's what they're trying to do with this. And it just, that made me so happy. It made me so excited because I think they realized, whether it's from community feedback or maybe even just playing Classic WoW themselves, it made them realize the good and the bad about Classic WoW. And class-defining mechanics are definitely one of the good things about Classic WoW. So if I had to be excited about anything for Shadowlands, I would say it's having these class-defining mechanics, and different things like different weapons, different schools of magic, different roles. I know they brought up shadow priests. You know, like, why would a holy priest be using Shadow Word Pain? It doesn't really make any sense when you think about it. So they're looking into things like that, and I'm happy they're doing that. It's easily my favorite thing I'm taking away from Shadowlands, and them talking about it, is class-defining mechanics. The only other thing they talked about was class abilities. A lot of old abilities are coming back that they removed, or abilities that they made talents. They're kind of shifting them back to being just abilities everybody gets, because you had hit a point where you're like, well, I have to take this talent, and it's not really that fun when you know you have to take that talent to get that ability. So I think that's my favorite thing that I've heard so far. So overall, I'm pretty excited for Shadowlands, not gonna lie. I have hope, and I've had hope for pretty much every WoW expansion, though, so I mean, hope can only take you so far, so I'm just really hoping that, well, I'm hoping that this WoW expansion, it keeps following the line of, like, the every other expansion, because ever since, like, Wrath of the Lich King, it would be Cataclysm, but then Mop was alright, and then you had WoD, but then Legion was pretty good, then you had BFA. So now, it's gotta be good, right? So yeah, that was pretty much the Shadowlands stuff. Aside from that, what did you think? Are you excited for the class mechanic things coming back? Are you actually excited for the Covenant stuff or the new zones? I mean, the new zones look pretty fun. I think all the new zones look cool. And I'm really happy about the leveling changes. Maybe I can actually hit max level on my Hunter now in my WoW leveling series, since the leveling will be changing. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the bell, do all that YouTube stuff. I have a bell now. Well, I've had a bell, but I forgot I can just ding the bell when I say the bell. So yeah, and now I don't look like I'm on Mars anymore, so that's neat. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya. Wah, 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 wah.